Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Knights of Awakening. This is your host, Alethea Thompson. It's funny how often we talk about the awful government body that compels people to go to war for them. We see what individual service members of those military branches do, and we blame the country rather than the individual. The government is responsible for all those heinous crimes, or the government is responsible for all those deaths over there, etc., etc. I think you get the point. In truth, if we looked at the baseline of it all, the government is no more responsible for the actions of their service members any more than you are responsible for the actions taken by the employees you supervise. That is to say, if you told your employee to violate a regulation or a rule of your company, then yeah, sure, you're the person that's at fault. If the government told you specifically to violate a law, then you're responsible for it. Don't know what to tell you. That's just how it is. So, going back, the end of the day, though, the only person that's responsible for the actions against everything society holds holy is the person that committed the acts. As warriors, I think it is important that our government is not the only group of people that understand concepts such as just war theory, but the individual warriors themselves. Only in understanding such do we fully grasp the concept that just war is only just if the service members in the theater and their government are on the same page. Now, this came up recently in my college class, and that's kind of why I'm bringing it to you now, because, hey, why not talk about what I'm learning in college, right? So, these are the different tenets. They go through jus ad bellum and jus ad bello, but I didn't really divide them in here. So you have to have a just cause. Just cause means that you were provoked to action. In Tears, some philosophers break this down to how acceptable answers are in determining just cause. Preventing loss of your own is considered the highest form of just cause, and it trickles down from there with being of help to an oppressed people, kind of ranked still acceptable, but amongst the lowest here. Legitimate authority. Only a recognized official within the government, or officials depending on the government system, can declare war and it be just. For the idea that they are above the revenge. That's really the only reason. Right intention. Your intentions are only to align with exacting your just cause. Uh, for the most part, sometimes they will be like, okay, so you can add oil in there if you wanted to. Now, not that I'm saying that Iraq was about oil, but just, putting that out there. You can have little things that benefit you, but your primary intention needs to be aligned with your just cause. So then you got 4. Last resort, that there were no other options left. You tried discussing things, wasn't going to work out. Reasonable chance of a success, that you have calculated and you know that you can win beyond 90%. Proportionality, that the damages are proportionate to gaining your goals of your just cause. Discrimination, identifying the difference between combatants and non-combatants, doing your best to not harm the non-combatants. Responsibility, that you take responsibility for all actions and are not you're not directly responsible for the unintended non-negligent actions performed. In many instances, these are considered a means to give moral and or ethical meaning to war, but it's also valuable to winning a war. After all, Sun Tzu believed that it is important to avoid the enemy's strength and strike at their weakness. Every enemy is weakened by the lack of its supporters around them. Thus, the concept of winning hearts and minds was born. And even then, as it would turn out, this is not something new to America. In fact, the concept dates back to before Alexander the Great's day. Supposedly, there's some story in ancient Egyptian history that stated King Pharaoh Ramses had went out to save somebody, an enemy group on a ship that was sinking. So hey, there you go, humanitarian aid. But it's because they were conducting this concept of what they believed was just war in their belief system. Just war theory that I just came out or I just gave you, I believe, comes from Plato's Laws. So if you think about it, though, uh, everything spoken of in this video thus far can be used to make decisions when you are wronged by somebody. If you feel like you want to seek out revenge, well, hey, follow what the concepts are here and maybe you'll get your just cause. If it doesn't follow everything, if you know that you can't do that, just go hire yourself a lawyer. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. And if you have comments, we would love to hear them. You can write them down here. You can do a video response. Anything you want. We want to hear you. I hope that you all have a wonderful day and awaken the night within.